Okay, we were in the middle of looking at what the we had done BA, and I figured out what the B's interest was, just this 1/8 royalty interest. B is a non-participating royalty interest. And what we're talking about is the oil company's interest. So if we know the oil company granted a 3/16 royalty to A, then the oil and gas company's net revenue interest is going to be the remaining 13/16. And if you divide 13 by 16, then you're going to get a 0.8125. And so that's the oil company's net revenue interest. So they're going to make, I'll show you something called the money decimal in a minute, but or I'll have it up there on our website. But yeah, that's a pretty big profit. They're getting a pretty substantial profit right there. So that's what the oil company is going to be. And then C is going to be the mineral interest owner. A granted to C a mineral interest, but she took subject to the existing leases and other conveyances. So we're going to now take that 1/8 mineral interest that she obtained on July 10th, 1960, and we're going to multiply it by the 3/16 royalty of the lease that she took subject to. And we're going to minus out, remember, just like we did here, we're going to minus out the 1/8 interest that she had previously reserved to B. So now we're going to go 3/16 minus the 1/8. Okay, that's going to give us this exact same number as here, 3/16 minus 1/8. But this time, instead of multiplying by 7/8, we're going to multiply by 1/8. So 3/16 minus 2/16 is what we decided an 8 was earlier, equal 1/16. So now we're going to multiply 1/8 times 1/16. 1 times 1 is 1. 16 times Okay, so what we're looking at for party C is exactly the way we did the calculation up here. 3/16 minus 1/8, which I believe was a 1/16. So 3/16 minus 1/8 is a 1/16 times 1/8. Let me get rid of some of this. I'm going to do that calculation out. So 1 times 1 is 1, and 16 times 8, if I do it in my calculator, is 128. So now we're going to divide 1 divided by 128, and that equals 0.0078125. Oops. Let's do it up here. .0078125, and that's going to be C's interest. Okay, so it looks like a mess, but just remember when we're talking about working interest, if someone conveys, grants an oil and gas lease, they're giving up 100% of their working interest to the oil and gas company, and therefore they themselves will have no working interest left. B is just a royalty interest owner, so he doesn't have a right to a working interest. The oil company gets the full 100%, and then C takes subject to the existing oil and gas lease. So that's pretty easy working interest, also known as the joint interest billing deck, or JIB deck. And then for the net revenue interest for the parties, A is going to have a 0.0546875. B is going to have a 0.8125. I'm sorry, B has a 1/8 royalty interest. He's a non-participating royalty interest. The oil company has 0.8125, the 13/16. And then C is going to have the same calculation as A, but instead of 7/8, it's going to be 1/8 times 3/16 minus 1/8, and that's going to equal 0.0078125. This was a little bit trickier than the other ones, but I think you'll get it.